So much is happening in your party, the People's Democratic Party. One faction says we want to form to confront the APC in 2027. And then just a couple of days ago, governors on the platform of your party also came out with a different position, saying no, the PDP remains a strong and vibrant opposition and we are going to stay with the PDP. Where do you stand?
Sincerely speaking, none of the factions have been truthful.
So there's a tough us.
Those who say they want to form coalition are not truthful to themselves. Those who say they don't want coalition are also not truthful to themselves. It's just a matter of interest. Let me start from those who say they don't want coalition. That is the governors' forum. They're not sincere to themselves. They're not sincere to the party. On Tuesday, precisely, I watched Politics Today on Channels Television. Where Oko-Jumbo was interacting with the governor of Oyo State. And after watching that interview, I called the governor of Oyo State, who's my friend. I said, listen, I heard what you said, but you know you didn't say the truth as regards to some issues. Fundamentally, you had said in 2023, one of the reasons why PDP lost is impunity. You are right. People who believe that they have all it takes and so refuse to respect the constitution of the party as regards to power sharing between the North and the South. You are right. And again, now, you are also making the same mistake by the impunity of the governors' forum. You are repeating the same thing. That what happened in 2023 may likely happen in 2027. If you don't stop this impunity, it will affect the party. And how will it affect the party? Very clear. The governance forum is not an organ of the party. The governance forum is a pressure group that can put influence on the National Working Committee. You cannot take the function of the National Working Committee and say because you are governor, you will now superintend. And I mean what I've always told people, that look, he said, okay, what about when I was a governor? I agreed. I said because it happened yesterday, does not mean that it may happen today. Or even if it happened yesterday, was it right? And in any case, there was never a time when I was a governor, where governors came out to say, look, we have done this, we have done this, we have done that even should be acting secretary of the party. Never has it happened. Rather, we will influence what will happen in the National Working Committee. And that is why we are pressure group. Now, you don't have the authority to say that somebody should be acting as national secretary. When there's a national secretary who has not resigned, you cannot do that. You don't have power to say, we have formed the committee of zoning. It is not within your prerogative to form zoning committee. And these are things that people across will challenge any day, any time. And when that happens, people now say, oh, Why is it making problem? Now, the issue is, who is the one setting laying the foundation for crisis in the party? And I told people, look, the best way to go about this is you go on that, put your influence, get the results, and then you move on. But to come out openly to say, look, we, the Governors Forum, we have met with the organs of the party. We have met with the Naija Working Committee. Who are you to say that? A national secretary of the party that was elected, he was not appointed. Yes, it was zoned to a particular area. And he was elected by the delegates at the National Convention. And so if there's anybody that would be the national secretary of the party, it is to the National Convention. Assuming though not conceding that it is zoned to South-East. South-East can still not bring somebody. They can only say, okay, when we go for National Convention, this is the person we are going to back. It's not by appointment, it's by election. And when you challenge all these people, say, oh, you are making problem. And I told him, this way we are getting it wrong. And it will not work, whether anybody likes it or not. And this is the thing that you do. Another election is coming up. Who will be the one that will sign to INEC? INEC only recognizes the national chairman and the national secretary for correspondence. And tomorrow you now say, oh, PDP is in trouble. Where people don't want peace. No. Now, that is on their own part. On the other part of those who are looking for is selfish interest. The likes of Atiku and all other people. Which calculation with who? Why not come into the Paya party? Everybody wants to be president of the country. Nobody wants to say, look, let me build our party. So that at the end of the day, our party will be in a formidable position as an opposition party to take over power. You don't do that. Only what you want is, let me find a way how I will be the one. If that does not happen, to attempt all Israel. And you made the mistake yesterday, you want to repeat the mistake today, tomorrow you make the same mistake. And then you come out to say, we were rigged out. Who rigged you out? You have already rigged yourself about causing crisis. And this is what I've always said. But because people are not sincere to themselves. And people like me will not accept that. So the issue of coalition or these other people, they are not sincere. The issue of want to be alone, you are also not sincere. Because you have not shown that you want to be alone. You have not shown the seriousness that you want cohesion in the party.
Honorable Minister, let me ask you, let me take you back. APC, PDP, since 1999, we've known that a very strong component of this party, beyond being the interest group, is the Governors Forum. They have the war chests, they are very formidable, and you cannot say, after serving your own term now, that this interest group, strong interest group, cannot
have told you
make this same policy.
As you see, you are part of the problem we're having. You don't say the right message. I didn't say Governors Forum are not strong. But by the constitution of the party, they are not organs of they are not any organ of the party. That you are a pressure group who can exert your influence. There's nothing hidden about that. But you don't want to take over the responsibility of the National Working Committee. Take for example, how dare you come out on national television to say we the governors, set up zoning committee, headed by one Doyedri. We have put convention to be held in Kano. We have told the Deputy National Secretary to be acting as National Secretary. That is the principle to crisis. And you cannot do that.
You need to that the governor's role was just trying to fill a void. Just like when you were governor, several times, you have never seen several times you try to fill the void. I know that when Ali Modu Sharif was...
I was never chairman of Governors Forum. You have never seen us say, we have appointed this person. We have said this will happen. Nobody does that.
The Governors Forum of which were a part at that time.
Yes, I have never...
Was instrumental in bringing Ali Modu Sharif.
Listen to what you have said. That being instrumental, having influence, that this is the result, does not mean that you come and take over, that you have decided that's the point I'm trying to tell you.
That time you remove second
Listen to what you are saying. I use influence to see that my candidate wins, but I cannot come up on national television to say I have directed the Deputy National Secretary to take over National Secretary. I have said this. I have said the convention will be this. That's the point I'm trying to say. You don't do that. We are not saying you cannot exert influence. You have to differentiate. In any case, too, even if you want to exert influence, you must know that yesterday is not today. Today will not be tomorrow. The fact that certain things worked yesterday does not mean so far to me that it will work today.
Yeah, would you accept, Your Excellency, that you already set that sort of precedent for them? Because you already admitted that the fact that it happened yesterday does not mean that it should now happen today or it should continue like that. Yep. So don't you think that it's a bit hypocritical to say,
no. Okay,
we did it in my time, but you cannot do this?
For example, there are things that happened yesterday. Nobody may want to question. But I think that will happen today. Somebody said no. We will question it. The mere fact that nobody questioned it yesterday does not mean it was right. And I wouldn't say this, that you have to be careful. Circumstances change. Yesterday is yesterday. Today is today. You may not be lucky. And that's why you see, when people say, after all, when you were there yesterday, you did this. I agree. That was yesterday. Today, circumstances they have changed. But you cannot say, we did it like yesterday. We continue to do it like that. No, that's the point of that to make. You have to be very, very careful. You need unity. Right. So once there's no unity, you cannot achieve it. That's the point of that to make.
Sir, you have mentioned the issue of unity. And your colleagues, former colleagues, the governors made this proclamation. You have faulted it. Now, where do you stand in terms of your own activities within the party? How are you trying to build it now that this, back and forth has started?
Now listen, if you want what he said when Governor Wike was governor, he brought out his chest. He fought for the party. He made the party not to die. Mention one governor today. In PDP, mention one. That said, I have come out. I will leave this war as the head of opposition.
Your friend Bala Mohammed is...
Please, we are talking about serious issues. Now, mention one. Remember, under 2019, or before 2019, APC tried to muzzle the PDP. And some of us said, no, you cannot. They penetrated the party, tried to use a body sheriff. We said, no, we will not accept it. By funding, by everything. Today, how many governors will say, I'm the one funding this party, I'm the one paying their salaries? It's not by just mere talking. Today, in 2019, I said I was not going to defeat her. I'm going to be in opposition. I'm going to stand for opposition. Today, how many governors you see that don't go to the village in the night?
In the night?
In the night. You see, it's not. You see, you don't give what you don't have.
Excellency, they say they go to the villa by night with your support, and that's why people like Governor Omoeno of Akwa Ibom State has endorsed President Tinubu for a second term, and the local government chairman in the PDP in Abuja here, Abuja Municipal Area Council, has defected to the APC. That all of these are factors being put by you to weaken the PDP.
No, what does it show?
Move and dissolve to
okay,
APC.
it shows no leadership. No strong leadership. Leadership is not by talking. Leadership is by action. When I was governor, you have to make sacrifices. I made sacrifices, and I can tell you authoritatively, it is not an easy thing. For you to say, I want to lead the opposition party to go to Eldorado, it's not by mouth. You have to do a lot of things. It's not just coming out on national television. We, PDP, who are we PDP? Who is that person that's committed to lead this war? Now, all you see, everybody's putting himself just to be a presidential candidate, not just to win the election. You have said a law. Governor of Akwa Ibom, that's what you say, you said so. That he has endorsed the president. A key state endorsed president. Not only a law. You saw the governor of that aspect. He said, I am supporting Mr. President for good governance, not for politics. A key state. So where's the position?
So
Now, no, let me land. And then I will tell you. You said somebody declared for APC yesterday, the chamber of Ahmad. Why not? During the last area council, I was assigned AMAC as governor of River State. I funded it. I led how we won AMAC. The AMAC was given to River State. You, River State, we want to win AMAC. You should fund it. They gave other states, other area councils. Some could not deliver. Right? That is commitment. Now, the governor came, the chairman came to me, and he said, I want to run. I said, you are running where? He said, under PDP. I said, which PDP? Who will sign to INEC that you are the candidate? Who will sign? You have a problem. And this is what I've been preaching. Can't you make sacrifice? Allow the national secretary to complete his term. So you don't run into this kind of crisis. With the way it is now, you cannot. Therefore, if you really want to play politics, you want to help yourself, you don't follow an alternative. I don't know where you will go to, but I know that the crisis that who will submit your name, that litigation will be there. And you should be careful. As a young man I helped, it is between me to advise him, and it is between his choice to say, oh, I've thought about this. Truly, this will be a problem for me. And then what I'm telling the government, avoid this. Avoid this.
So clearly you're going to give them problems, aren't you?
I'm not giving problems. You are creating problem. And I said, don't create problem.
No, you said it happened previously. Nobody raised an issue with it. Meaning that you will raise an issue with this one.
No, somebody like me now to come and trample upon my right. No, you don't do that.
Your Excellency.
I'm a minister of FCTO.
Your Excellency.
I'm not just any minister.
Your Excellency.
I'm a minister of FCT. And you must understand that. There's nothing any governor can do. I cannot as a minister of FCT. Nothing.
Nothing. You have painted a very
as a 37th governor
of the
I'm not a governor. I have that capacity.
Your Excellency, you have painted a very bleak picture of the situation in the PDP. Do we say that as of today, the PDP is not ready for the 2027 general election?
They are not ready. It's very obvious. You see, I have told you, look, I have an examination. I'm going to class to read. Indeed, am I reading? Am I studying? to deceive anybody. You know you're not reading. You're only trying to ensure that people know that you have carried their back to class. So I'm seeing my colleagues in the going to prep. Let me go out. You reach there. You are doing nothing. Then you say, but I want to study now. You know yourself. So people cannot say for sure. I have said it's not even a question of whether you like me. It's not about whether you like me. You don't need, like I've said this. You don't need to like me. What I'm saying, is it correct? What I'm saying, is it what will help the party? All this struggle, power struggle, cannot help us.
A lot of people say since you lost that primary election and you were not nominated as a vice presidential candidate, you've been beaten. And everything you've done is to pull the people of the party down.
Hold on. You took a decision that suits you. I took a decision that suits me. You suffer for a decision. I'm enjoying the decision I took. So that's why I said, when you continue to have this, it's a problem. Am I the one now who's saying that you will not obey the Supreme Court judgment?
Yes, sir.
But I said, look, you that want to go to service man, you see, when people take advantage, the National Secretary want to run for governorship. The party constitution did say you should resign. It's a lacuna. The man capitalized on that. Went and came back there, I'm still a secretary. There's nowhere it says I should resign. Yes, you are talking about morality. Should you have gone without resigning? What's the difference? It's power.
Well, I know you're not the AP, you are not an
Everybody
APC
takes
member.
advantage. I mean, why would you want to
Honorable Minister,
you correct that your constitutional lacuna?
yes. Will you deliver the PDP to the president, to President Tinubu in 2027?
Why?
I know you are not an APC
Why are you
member,
asking me
but
that
will
kind
you
of-
deliver?
Who is Tinubu other than me? Why are you asking me that kind of...
Because you as a member
Hold
of
on,
the
you know
opposition.
why you shouldn't ask me that question? In 2020, I stood firm that I was not going to support the PDP presidential candidate. See, about leadership, let me tell you. As of 2023, APC was down. The Buhari administration was not doing well. Nigerians were tired. Now, you had another problem. Issue of Muslim ticket, which would have compounded the issue. Difficult. I felt that a decision has to be taken. Which way do you go? What do you stand? I want power rotation. I could not have imagined that after 8 years of Buhari, that the same thing will go back to. I said, no. It's not about whether you are choosing to be VP or not choosing to be VP. It's about principle.
You love it.
It's about principle.
Did you love it to be?
Lobby to who? Now, I never love it. You saw the result. I never love it. Ask anybody. Now, to take a decision was difficult. But a decision has to be taken. And I looked at it. Atiku was not an option. So it's a no-go area.
When did he stop being an option? Wasn't it after he dropped you as vice president? When he did not pick you as vice president?
No. Let me tell you, from day one, I told my king, I said, one thing you must know, Atiku does not keep his words. I can tell you authoritatively what happened in 2019. Atiku, Olusegun Saraki, and Secondus came to see me that I was going to nominate Attorney General and Minister of Petroleum. Saraki is alive. Now, when we lost the election, the man who is supposed to be the Attorney General did not know when the legal team was constituted. And I laughed. I watched the television. I ran across Saraki. are considered negative. And if I was going to bring the attorney general, this is the ocean now. But the point I'm making, people don't care. You see, when you see people, I know from day one that Atiku will never keep to his word. And I have never banked on that. I will not take his word to the bank. I will not do it. And so it was very clear. I made the right decision. And I stand by that decision. And you cannot see me now, having taken that decision in 2023, to now say, oh, I will support you for president. How? Tell me how.
Your Excellency, we know this and it's in the public space in the history of your party. But we want to look at what will happen in the immediate future. We know where you are, where you stand as far as the presidential elections are concerned. But will you be willing to support your party in every other position as far as 2027 is concerned?
Now, which position? Like, take for example,
senators, House of Reps, governors.
It depends. Take for example, let me tell you. Let me just say, you know me clearly. I don't play this way. If the PDP does not keep the house in order as is concerned, I'm not going to support them in the area council election. Yes.
Will you support the APC?
I don't know about APC or any party. All I'm saying, if PDP goes where they are going, I will not.
And you're a serving minister in an APC-led federal government, and you will support the APC in the FCT elections?
That is not what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to tell you, if PDP is going to where they are going, I will not support them. And anybody knows me, I don't play hide and seek. I called my friend, the governor of Adamawa. I said, look, the way people are going, with this your so-called power, I will wrestle with you people here in this FC2.
Yeah. So what
about prepare yourself?
Isn't that anti-party? Wouldn't you be disciplined by the PDP?
Who is the one that is not doing anti-party now?
So what we saw yesterday was Wike's house.
No, you see,
the
people don't like
the campaign to the APC.
You don't like the truth.
I just asked her.
I have told you, look at what you are doing is wrong. And the young man came to me and said, who will write to INEC that you are the candidate? There's a problem there. And you don't seem to ignore this. And it will hurt you. Therefore, go and look for a way. I don't know where you will go to. But if you are depending on this crisis will consume this party. And I can tell you, it will.
So the man,
to the right thing,
he did your advice.
See, I can tell you, I have never gone to any governor, whether you're a PDP, whether you're APC, whether it's Labour Party, I have never said, look, I'm recommending this to you. I have never done it. That does not mean I do not play roles. I played a lot of roles in some, most of them. Like somebody like the governor of Bayelsa. I played role fundamentally. Yes. We cannot deny.
But it seems today, you and the governor of Bayelsa, there's no...
It's not the characters. This is not what I tell people. See, let me tell you, it's so unfortunate. And this kind of leadership we have. Okay, let me tell you. During the first tenure of Governor Bini, I did not support Governor Bini for primaries. I didn't know him. I supported to me Alaibe because the National Party chairman, the Professor came to me that look, to me Alaibe is the one who would like you to win this election. I supported him. And I have no apologies to anybody. And after the primaries, Asinopola brought Bini to my house, the government has a Pentagon. And I said, look, the primaries are over. I'm going to give you a support. When I gave you support, remember, Bini was not the one who won. The Lion was one that was announced.
Lion.
So people may have forgotten. But in Piggy, Senator Barry Piggy. So I remember I was doing his Thanksgiving in Thai, local government in Ogoni land. Apostle Zuli Agri was the one who came to preach that day in church. Apostle Zuli Agri stood up and said, "Biddy, Mr. Governor, I'm handing over Biddy to you." In the church. This governor of Naija, I'm talking about that. During the second tenure, I was not to support him. The governor of Adamawa State, Fintri, came to me. The minister of Petroleum, Karakin Republic, came to me. In fact, he brought Dini. It was Catherine Hotel, where I was staying then. Dini, as a governor, not to that, I said, "You can't do this, you're a governor. You cannot do this. Stand up. I will support you." I will support him. Today, I saw him talking in the prayer while that. No one individual, but you cannot pronounce the person. You don't have the courage.
But in between, they had also released a video showing you soliciting his own help for your presidential ambition as a candidate. No, please. Okay, so take the content of that video.
He's a delegate.
Yeah.
I need every delegate to support me.
So that was
to go and vote delegates. I'm not a voter in Bayelsa.
Okay.
I'm not a voter in Bayelsa. So he doesn't need me if I'm not important. But as a delegate, I needed to vote. I went. But I didn't need that.
But you haven't said that.
He haven't need that. But he wanted, look, let me tell you, there are some people that are not, look, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Let me tell you. Why, you see why I like the governor of Akwa Ibom? Why I like the governor of Delta?
Because you are coming to APC.
No. They didn't say I go to APC. The one they said, look, in principle, look, I have to support this man for a second term. It's not about going to APC. I didn't go to APC when I supported the president. I don't need to be there if I support the president. No. But they said, look, this man is putting his best. We are going to support him. Now, these other people, they go back. Then they come in front, they go in front. I remember when Supreme Court was to give judgment of Mr. President, I was in Supreme Court. Before we came back, some of these governor people were already in the villa. I mean, there are things you can't stand. You cannot stand. What kind of life is this? If you want to support Mr. President, for Christ's sake, support Mr. President.
And say it out.
Why would you be afraid? Do you know what it is that you're a governor? What are you afraid of? Whom are you afraid of? You play here. I have said this. Somebody told me last night, my friend and I was saying, I shouldn't talk about social person. I would have made with them now. He said, today I see people criticizing Tinubu. But they have not gone to say, look, I applied to Tinubu. I did a financial assistance. He approved. He gave me. And under Obasanjo, could you have done? Under Obasanjo, could you have done? You see, I never, as a sitting governor, applied to Buhari for any financial assistance. I never did that. I never did it.
Some may say you are because of the words.
You're from an oil state.
Your state.
Why is the governor so obvious? Hold on.
The world.
Down your state today, He doesn't look for money again because he's rich. Where this man? What is that man? Samad.
Abdul Samad.
He doesn't look for money because I have 10 billion naira as a state. Therefore, I will not look for another 5 billion to add. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
The point is that have credibility. Be a man of character. Today you know what I can do. And you know what I cannot do. You go home and see and say, no, we will not do that. And that's what they call, like I said, it's not what I call popularity show. I am this. In FCT, everybody knows, look, he won't tolerate this. I don't come and play this and play that. I won't do that. Yes.
Honorable Minister, let me quickly change gears now to River State.
Yeah, no, before the two exhaust, I think we still have to have questions, like I have now. Let me take the Honorable Minister back to the issue of the position of the PDP Governors Forum. And to see whether the desperate measures that the PDP governors are trying to resort to are not justified under the circumstances.
What desperation is not even a good word. Desperation means yes, it's a good word.
That's why you should allow me to paint the picture.
Yes.
At least I have counted almost 7 or 8 of the PDP governors who are in their first term and they want to go for second term.
Yes.
And they have a party that is so directionless.
Yes.
You can't account for the whereabouts of the national chairman.
Yes.
The secretariat is in the hands of so many disputants, at leist 2. Samaya is claiming
it's not disputant. No, don't use a framework that didn't use judge. Why would it be disputant?
There's Uday, there's
It's not correct.
and then there's the deputy secretary that the governors are supporting now.
Yes.
So, in the light of all of this, no party, national working committee, party has to back them and all of that. These measures, are they avoidable?
That's what I was telling you. Sam's tenure will end in December. Why do you want to create crisis? That's why, again, if you look at what Atiku group are saying, they are killing the PDP governor. That are they really not the ones killing this party? Coming from that angle, I didn't think it's a serious thought. But again, I sat back. I said, could they be doing what they are doing the name of this party at this critical point in time? Why could you not say, gentlemen, you're not going to this quagmire? Let's, what we call a jump and pass. Enemies are setting trap for me. Let me jump and then pass.
Do you love the party?
Do you love their profession? So, what I'm trying to say is that if I don't love the party, I won't give this advice. I'm giving this advice for you. You are the one trying to kill this party. You cannot go and say, we have appointed the Deputy National Secretary to be the acting secretary. You see, you have a national secretary whom you don't want. He was elected on the last convention. You cannot remove him. That's litigation. That's a crisis. And they claim, that, look, I don't do friendship. I do what I will do. I don't do friendship when it comes from the issue of what is right.
Ahead of the December PDP convention, there are talks that you are already grooming a national chairman, a weak national chairman that may deliver the PDP to the APC. Names withheld.
I don't know how.
Names withheld.
I don't know.
How do you react to such an accusation that you are grooming a national chairman, a weak national chairman that will hand over the PDP to the APC?
In our eyes, anything that happens that is not wicked. Mention what happens anywhere that is not wicked. You just sit down one place.
But answer the question. Answer the
question.
Please, because you are saying.
Hold on.
Please.
Hold on. When I found you have opportunity to interview me, does not make me you are supposed to do it.
No.
Answer the question. Don't do that.
Apologies on that.
Fine. Now, the point is that it is not correct. If I have any intention to do anything bad, like I said, I will not point out these things. I'm pointing out you to look at where you are heading to. It will not serve us right. Let us make sacrifice. Allow this man's tenure to finish. And a man who does not love you or does not love an organization will not be doing this.
Yes, sir. You talked about Akwa Ibom, you talk about Delta. It seems that the South is going to be delivered to the APC come 2027.
I don't know. My own interest is my state. Look, do you want Southerners to vote for Tinubu? Yes.
Just one more.
What is hidden in that? Have I not campaigned for that before? Is it a new thing?
And you are getting converts. Uma Innocence is for Tinubu in 2027.
Delta too also.
Governor Uma
And Delta too.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say now, I have said it 2023. And I'm saying it again. On to 2031.
And people say
when the position should go to the north, if there's nothing anybody will speak to me now, no grammar.
they say it's anti-party, Your Excellency.
It's not. It's to allow harmonious living together.
But let's look
Live
at
and not live.
Because if
You
it was
cannot,
someone else,
no, you cannot tell me that it's your own prerogative to be producing president, but it's not so. Let all of us live and let live.
let's just look at your
support it out there.
No, you have no chance to win the election.
okay.
I don't go to where you see, people like this kind of social media candidates. I don't do social media candidate. I see that as a politician.
We won this Abuja.
But he got 6 million votes.
I said, I see that as a politician. And I analyze the candidate who is likely to win. In politics, it's not always the right that, oh, this is the best candidate. No. You see, Nigerians today, their politics, so many factors come in. And I have always told people this. Whether it is correct or not, it's a different thing. Okay? Look at Tribune 1. Mind you, whether APC likes it or not, it was very, very turbulent for Tribune to have scaled through that election. His own party administration, you could see, people don't want to speak the truth. Before that election, putting things that would have made him to fail election go free. The fuel crisis, the Naira issue, it was terrible. No party in government will at that time bring such policy when you know you are running the election. But everything was done and he survived it.
Honorable Minister.
He survived it. So that's how you know that there are people, first of all, God is on their side. Two, they also know this game. He must give it to them.
Honorable Minister, you have made reference to the governors of Delta and Akwa Ibom saying that the president...
No, never I made a friend. Yeah, son asked questions.
I understand.
So that you quote me well. So because when I said, thank you for what you have said. Even from that angle alone, does it not tell you that that's what I mean?
Okay, so they have said that they're going to be supporting the president for good governance. Do you really think the president is governing well? When you think about what is happening nationally.
What is happening?
So for instance, only recently, and you made reference to the fact that there's nothing that governors are doing now that you also do not have powers as Minister of the FCT to do.
No, what I'm saying, the point I'm saying, is so that we understand it well. What I'm saying, as a governor of a state, a lot of people think that you can direct, you can have influence in the voting pattern. That's the point I'm trying to make. But me too, as a minister of FCT, I also have such a influence. That's the point I'm trying to make. Because, take for example, once you say that council, I can go to Ahmad Offensive. Why you should vote for this man? See what we did here. See what we did here. See what we did here. I can go to Guabalaba. See why you should not vote for this man. Vote for this man. See what I did. You told me you wanted this. You told me you wanted this. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Buhari. And this man would not likely to be the man. You told me you wanted left. You wanted right. You wanted front. You wanted back. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Kwali. I came here. I asked you this question. What do you want? You say you want this, you want it. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Abaji. I came to you. You told me you want this. You told me you want this. Have I done it? Yes. Why would they not believe me? If government is on performance.
Okay, so that is taken, your clarification is taken in terms of where you're talking about power as influence. Yes. Recently, the Governors Forum paid a visit to their counterparts in Plateau State over the killings that have happened in the state. Over 100 people have been murdered in the last 2 weeks. Benue State is also witnessing the same thing. And people have started asking questions as to where the president stands on these issues.
Okay, let me tell you.
And even where he is.
Let me tell you. Remember, when I became governor, people were saying rivers of blood. Remember, you were carrying channels, rivers of blood. This happened. This one, I owe it a duty as a governor of a state that security is paramount. I put in everything I have, whatever resources the state has, to provide security. This attitude of everybody, president. Yes, president is the commander-in-chief. However, you are in charge. As far as state is there, concerned.
So in clear terms, those governors have responsibility. In clear terms, those governors have a higher degree of responsibility.
That's what I'm saying. Take for example, one people say federal high road. Who are those using it? The people of your state. Now how do I sit? Because the federal high road, highway, the road is bad. Assuming the government at the federal level is not with me. We need to tell you know, the man can go this road now is a federal. Who wants to listen to that? You have to find a way to fix that road, to make government easy for our people. I said I was a governor. I had no relationship with the federal government. I had no relationship with the federal government. I mean, when people are just talking.
Honorable Minister, I still remember clearly.
Abandon responsibility. And you said, mind you, this killing in Plateau, in Benue, is having a recurrent decimal.
But should it stop under an APC-led federal government? Because
no,
promise security to Nigerians.
No, let me tell you. The president is doing everything he could do to support the security agencies, support the state, to reduce the level of insecurity. Remember, in Abuja, when we came, it was a terrible thing, right?
Yes.
It was a terrible thing. People were saying insecurity. I said, listen, I owe a duty. Mr. President has given me this delegation. He has delegated appointed me. He has confidence in me. I therefore owe the residents of Abuja that I should be able to provide some level of security where people can. I'm not saying I will totally eliminate insecurity. Nowhere in this world. Nowhere in this world. Just yesterday morning or today, they were shooting in the Florida University. I don't know whether you're talking about them. People died. That is at the level where you can say, with the technology and this and that. But that does not mean that insecurity presents in Florida. You can have one or two occasions. Yes, we agree.
So some of the successes you had, but if the governor Mutfo, who's your party member, Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfo, share some of the successes you've had in Abuja.
My father told me this. If you are sorry, you have headache. if they come to tell me I have headache, how would you know I have headache? If you want, see, they ought to call to see peer review mechanism. These days, I don't understand what people do by you go to a forum. There must be peer review mechanism. Look, what's happening? How are you doing it? Right? How do you go about it? There's nothing wrong in learning. But here, it even causes, oh, every day, why is it one showing that is doing infrastructure? That becomes a problem for you too. It becomes a problem. It's not somebody saying, look, how are you doing this? You are IGR. I spoke to you today. How much are we getting from federal government? With all due respect, how much are we getting? The federal government gets 800 billion a month. They give us 1%. 1% is 8 billion. 8 billion. So why would I get the money to do this infrastructure? So I have to fall back. I have to be aggressive. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. I said, listen, taxes. You, if you don't pay this, I revoke this.
Honorable Minister.
When they accuse you of land grabbing, I said to hell.
But we can.
I'm going to do this. I need the money to carry out
Honorable Minister, just to follow up on that issue, because you talked about, you know, how governors need to take responsibility. That's what I seem to glean from that. I do know that once, while you're governor, while you also say you're taking responsibility for security in your state, you admitted the limited nature of governors. You once complained about being the chief logistics officer.
Let me tell you now, because politics was brought into security. Because politics was brought into security. What happened in my state? I had a minister that was the deputy minister with the federal government. They wanted to make my state ungovernable. I had plus commissioner of police in 3 months. In 3 months. Now I had to sit back. What do I do to survive this? So I have to go back and plan security architecture. I don't have enemies at the federal level. So nobody saw me in Abuja. I never slept in Abuja. I remained in River State. Even if I come to Abuja, I go back that day.
That's a convenient point to stop you, because we're still going to talk about River State. But we need to go on a quick break now. And of course, when we come back on from that break, you'll be meeting Mr. Infrastructure in the FCT. But before you meet that Mr. Infrastructure, we'll talk a little bit about River State politics. And Mark, where you have been asking to have that. So when we come back on break, you are going to lead us along that path. So we'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
You're watching Arise, the world's standout news channel.
The Constitution provides that if there's an infraction of the Constitution, that you can be impeached. I don't know people who are working toward today for the president not to go back for second term. Is it a crime? If they have their way to impeach the president in National Assembly, would they do it? You think that they are comfortable to stop for 2 years? Who told you that? I never told anybody that I'm a pastor or a imam. It's a power game. But any people must face the reality. The governor cannot think that, this or that, this will happen. What will happen?
Yes, but I've asked you.
So the point I'm making is that President said the situation. And that's why they don't understand what I thought again I say, that they should even thank Mr. President for saving them.
A lot of people have accused Mr. President as bias, saying that you would have been suspended.
Yes. Suspended for doing
what? That you have
that's one leg of the problem. Also, one leg of the problem. Listen now, one of listening. What's the problem? I don't know what's the problem for president.
I instigated.
To you go down. I know you have a coalition. What's the thing of coalition? To make sure the president does not return. I don't want the president to sleep every day. Has anybody killed anybody? If some penny 45%, if they don't want to be now, he's also working by delivering the dividend of democracy to the best of his ability. He's not going to sleep. Mr. President has a good relationship with the National Assembly. For Christ's sake,
Yes, let's
hold on. You see, I have told you here, governance is not about awarding contracts. It's not only about awarding contracts. Governance is only about inspecting project, commissioning project. Your capacity, ability to navigate is key. If as a governor, you have crisis, you don't have to navigate to put your people in charge to make sure your governor is going through. I suffered it. The powers that be at the national level didn't want me to survive. Did I go to church to cry? Did I go to mosque to cry? I came back. I sat down. I said, listen, we have problem. How do we do? We have to navigate this. How do I navigate it? Okay, now let me finish. So that give people the opportunity to hear from us. So the attitude of the governor, if it's the mood of the crisis, because the Constitution provided for it. And therefore you must also be careful. The kind of infraction. Look at what Supreme Court said. Am I the one? That you are ruling as a despot.
But right now,
hold on. That there's no government. The only thing that makes governance democracy is legislature. Under the military, you have executive, you have judiciary, but there will be no legislature. So what makes it democracy? It is legislature. When legislature is not there, there's no democracy. And we came down without any qualms. You went to an arm of government that's a symbol of democracy, brought it down to rule as a despot. Supreme Court said so, white and black. What are people talking about? Nobody want to say, look, this thing you did was right. You sat down out of 32 members of the constituency, of 32 constituency. You sat down. You are taking 3 people to make law. And you say the people are defected. By your own math, in line with your own math, defection is by you. The governor said, look, it is by me. Anything I say, how they will be, that's how they will be. Who does that in this world? Who does that?
He said by his own mouth, but we saw the waving flags of the APC.
Oh, define defection. Supreme Court define defection constitutionally and politically. I want you to go and read the judgment. So now let me tell you so that it's going to educate the public. Yes, I can say we are defected. But it depends for the speaker to hit the hammer, to declare it vacant. Until that happens, he cannot say the session has been completed. The speaker who himself was part of too bad assuming. I tell you, lawyers were a lawyer. No, hold on now. Too bad. That's why the speaker said politically and constitutionally. Constitutionally now becomes when you are defected. You see, I don't know people who have been defending at the National Assembly. It sued the speaker. It sued the Senate President. Have they declared their seat vacant? They are not. But when it does not suit them, they hit the devil. You have declared their seat vacant. And it is only then you can say the session has taken place.
Yes, but
if you don't lie on you,
yes, yes,
I wave flag. Yes. Because you know they don't say if I wave flag of another party. Okay, now that the governor of Delta, the governor of Akwa Ibom said they will support the president. They're defected. Is that the constitutional position of a defection?
Your Excellency, but let's look at the state of play now.
Yes, now you talk about the NBA.
Yeah.
About the let me tell you, I've told you, people should thank Mr. President. But me as a politician, selfishly, I'm not happy, I say so. But President what he did for the interest of the state. The House Assembly members were not happy. And that's why I had to go to London to speak to them. To say, listen, I agree. We agree a constitutional rule. I agree. But look at it on the border. No.
But Your Excellency,
Look at it in a better way. Look, Kasi, no salary, nothing will happen, the state will go down.
Yes. So that.
So, on that basis, I like it.
Yes.
So now you said NBA, it's unfortunate. How would NBA say it's on Congress when you collect that gift? What do you say?
No, they're not connected.
No, they exist. Hold on.
Yes.
That's why I tell people, when the board of dentists came to see me, it was here. And I told them, what is it? When Justice Mayfield gave judgment about local government, NBA came out and condemned the judgment of Justice Mayfield. Without reading the judgment.
They made comments without reading a judgment?
Yes, which has never happened, yes. Now, the president declares of emergency. He does, it's not correct. Now, until everybody now knew why you are doing what you are doing, now the state give you a gift of 300 million naira. A gift that was not appropriated. There was no appropriation. You took MPA. You took 300 million naira and said it's a gift.
They solicited for help, and you are a member of the NBA. And you have supported the NBA yourself.
So hold on. In my budget, I put grant. In my budget, I put grant. And I like by law. It's about appropriated. In this case, there was no appropriation. And for NBA to take an illegal gift, assuming that this didn't come up now, do you know that they took gifts?
Are you suggesting that the stance of the NBA was influenced by the gift that they received?
Are you not aware? Everybody has seen it.
No, they're two separate things.
No, they are not two. Let me tell you. And I can tell you how the money came about. It came to Soleil, senior advocate of Nigeria, who is close to the chairman of NBA. That's why they offered NBA that they are going to host the annual general conference in Port Harcourt.
Will you support the NBA to return the 300 million naira?
What do you mean by support?
It's being a member.
Because a lot of people are saying they should return the money. They are saying you are only a gift. And you don't return the gift
to who?
To the NBA. You are a member.
That's some gift that will kill you. Okay. Like this gift, let me tell you, this gift is too bad. Let me tell you, that's why you have to be careful. There's certain things you do. Look at what happened. NBA, a judgment of court was given by the NBA, not being a party to the suit, come out to criticize the judge. Why did he do that? Interest somewhere. Or to this people that no wonder. NBA has never, as a body, come out to criticize judgment of a court. So that does not mean that you as a lawyer, you will not be able to criticize judgment of court. What's the business? Not knowing that there was something going on. Money. 200 million. Did they declare that the state government gave them a gift? Until now.
Your Excellency.
So when you say emergency, people are going to court. They don't understand it. Let the court determine whether what the president did was legal or illegal. Not on the perspective. That's why we have the court.
Yes.
The court must make this attitude of what we do, something that I don't like, because to my view is wrong. Therefore, it's wrong generally. That's why we have to go to court.
Your Excellency, that's why I wanted you to speak on the state of play right now. There's a state of emergency in your state.
Yes.
You are a politician. You have benefited from the democratic process, sitting on top of the table in Rivers State. Are you doing everything in your power? Because we saw pictures of you and some legislators from the state in London and all that. Are you doing everything in your power to make sure that 6 months is done and everything returns to democracy? Being a beneficiary.
No. The beneficiary of what?
Of the democratic process.
That's why we are supporting the State Assembly. That's why we want that the only way that can be democracy is when the legislature is in existence. Now, it behoves you now who is the governor? To allow democratic structures to be. It belongs to you now to say, look, this thing has happened. How do I do to bring everybody together? Now you hear people talk, go on television, say this and say that. I'm an elder. I'm a leader. Has anybody taken it upon himself or herself in River State today? Say, look, see where we are. What do we do? Let me approach this legislator. Let me approach the leaders of the party. What do we do to make sure things work together?
Maybe they are looking up to you to do that.
So that's the problem I have.
As a leader.
You said you had what I hear one for Saturday John said I'm the cause of the problem. And I laugh. If I'm the cause of the problem, as an elder, he claims he is. Has he one day called me? Come. What is the problem? Why can't you sit down and talk? And let me not say, okay, see this and see that. Rather, as a chief promoter of ethnicity under Naija governor, in River State we saw hell. That's the period we had Ogoni and Okrika crisis. That's the period we had crisis in Okrika land, where human beings were too slaughtered, where he established the Bush boys. Axis. Under who? That the man had Amaraba for Okrika. Under my government. Under me. Under him there was crisis. Bloodshed. Where people were dying. We started a faction of what they call them Bush boys. They also started a faction and they were killing, slaughtering people. As a governor, as an elder statesman, and you have not. So, these are my people. Now somebody who is not from your place came as a governor and said, no, this has to stop. What is this problem? God gave judgment about Amanabo. Instantly. I do not waited. I said, look, there must be an end to all this crisis. And I got the Amanabo of Okrika. I went ahead and created another first plan for Obroma. I can have somebody called the Amanabo Keke. I can have somebody called Amanabo of Okochu. Today, in Okrika, there is peace. If I didn't want peace, as a man of Okrika, I would have allowed it so there will be crisis in that place. I think what I tell people, elder, it's not just because I'm 85 years. Elder also means by your conduct, by your activity. If you be an elder is 85 years and you are not bringing peace, take away that elder and go. Take it away.
So you have admitted that part of the reason why there's the state of emergency was declared in your state was to preempt a number of things which could have degenerated.
I think the president did not want the state to get to that level of where anarchy. And he did the right thing. I said, but selfishly, I wouldn't want it.
Yes, I guess I want to ask you.
I'm a politician.
So politicians are happy with anarchy?
No. You don't understand. I wanted the governor not doing well. Get out.
And some people say the sole administrator is also not doing well. He's already acting like a Democrat when he's supposed to be there appointing local government chairman.
I'm so surprised about this. You say he's bringing democracy. First of all, remember, and take ourselves back. If this sole administrator does not bring peace in the place, does not set up democratic structures, remember, the moment the 6 months is over, you will fall back to Supreme Court judgment. Today, they're getting their money because a state of emergency has been declared. Ordinarily, if the state of emergency was not declared, money won't go to the state. Money won't go to the local government.
Is it not hypocritical? Money is flowing to the hands of the state and the local government under an administration that is not
listen to what I said now. That's the point I'm trying to make. I want to be hypocritical about it. Because the administration is not democratic. No, the women not democratic.
It's a sole administrator.
No. The government are already collapsed. Supreme Court are giving government about no government. And therefore, there's no appropriation. And you cannot spend money without appropriation. There's no local government. Who will take the money? Who will preside over the money? Emergency route ordinarily is an aberration. However, because the Constitution recognizes that a situation like this may come up, but the president has power to do what he did. In order to say, okay, for the time being, let us have some peace. But in having that peace, civil servants must be paid. In having that peace, institution must be ranked. You cannot say civil servants should not be paid, schools should not go on, hospitals should not go on. How about?
Well, the
Yes, looking
never
at
said
the state of
that a
emergency.
democratically elected governor will be swept off his feet because the intention of the
That is what
constitution
remember section 305 said we bring at the exceptional steps. But like I said, the matter is in court. Let the court interpret. And that's why people should be patient. Up to now, we have almost about 11 cases. I heard the PDP governors went to court. I hear.
yes, they are in court.
That's what I had. They know. They all did that just to they deceived the governor. They deceived him. Don't you know the governor? Apply this. Apply that. Where they are.
Your Excellency, if we are looking at a long-lasting peace, we are 2 months gone into the state of emergency.
No, 1 month.
1 month gone. In 6 months is expected to be over. And you stated clearly that the president's decision sort of gave the governor a lifeline. Should his supporters be bothered that after the state of emergency, because we know these 27 lawmakers are part of your political family.
That's what we are saying. He who wears the shoe knows where it pitches him. Is that correct? You're a governor. So hold on. Look at the circumstances where you are. You should take the bull by the horn. Take steps. I told you here. Has anybody approached anybody?
So Governor Fubara hasn't called you on the line since his suspension.
I have told you, have anybody approached anybody? You know, well, you see, I don't like people who are hypocrites. I have told you, mention one leader, one so-called elder in Rivers that has taken steps. Those of them who are running around the governor, collecting money. I hear one of them is always in the golf club, IBB golf course here, playing golf. Has he gone over to say, look, now we are under this kind of situation. What do we do? 6 months will still be over. Have we achieved the peace we are supposed to achieve? Because at the end of the day, if you don't achieve anything, then you still go back to square one. And which does not make sense. Does it not occur to you that, look, if nothing is being achieved now, there's no appropriation. There's no democratic, there's no electoral local government. Supreme Court judgment must be implemented.
So who is the sole administrator accountable to? That's what people
That is why it is called emergency rule. Which I told you as a politician, I'm not happy. But to solve the situation, and that's where the president came in. And that's why those who know should not know that let's take this opportunity. I said, look, I know this is the problem. Can we do this? Can we do this? You must make sacrifice.
Some will see that coming of those should that include you.
It's not only coming out
Should that include
national television.
Yes, Your Excellency, some will say, Your Excellency, that you, more than anybody else, should be the one also mediating this peace process. Simply because this is just less than a year after you left office. This is the legacy. As the governor was your man, the House of Assembly members are your people. So, one would say you are even more of a stakeholder in making sure that this process of peace gets to fruition.
Now, let me tell you, but the same assembly people listen to me. Is that right? But the government didn't listen to me.
Just see him as a stubborn son.
Okay, no problem. Now, let me tell you something. Have you heard the parable of the prodigal son? Let me tell you. The father left those who listen to him and went in search of that only one that didn't know that only son, prodigal son. No, that's not correct. When a prodigal son comes back and pleads, I said, look, forgive me. I've made a mistake. I want us to move forward. You are human. You are human. But in sincerity, let me tell you, 2 governors under APC, which means with an influential person from outside the state, 2 governors from APC, right? Came to talk to me. And I said, look, I'm not the governor. I'm not city minister. There was a gang up against me here. And I knew there was a gang up. I had to put some structures on ground to see that there's peace. That I do my work. I don't need to allow enemies to capitalize on 1 or 2 things. Who will suffer? Is the administration of the president, who has confidence and put me in this place. So I don't need to believe to give excuse. He is a governor. He has a problem. That's why I said governance is not only restricted to award of contract and commission of project. It takes beyond that. If Fubara this today, will you pick his call? These 2, I said these 2 governors came to me. And I said, look, I'm here for peace. What does he want? What does he want? And they said, look, we'll do everything to make. I said, in sincerity, if anybody comes there to say, look, you want to, but it may be in sincerity. Let me tell you, I've been in this system, I've been in government. I'm not doing politicians play. Politicians buy time. The best opportunity was when President intervened. The day President intervened, the assembly went immediately and we did impeachment notice. You heard what happened. Some elders came up. President had no power. What did they was political? They went to court. They went to court. A lot of suits were instigated. Where did he lead us to now? Who is on suspension? Is it me? I mean, he was in wisdom. A good president of the country called you. Whether he was right or he was wrong, at least at that level, that's okay. Let me stomach. Let me listen to him. And you play your own part. Let the other not play their own part. But he has played his part. People are saying, look, do you understand what it takes? For 16 months, you seize people's salary. They don't pay their children's school fees. Most of us are just talking. Do you know what it takes? Let me ask all of you here. That your children are at home. Why? They have no money to pay their school fees. Why? Somebody has stopped my salary for 16 good months. So, and nobody appears to take that into consideration. So it pains. And I expected that somebody should say, look, this thing should end. Let me go. Sir, man, we can't continue this way. Let's sit down and talk on the table. All this arrogance of going to national channels arise to abuse anybody. You are hearing, they say I'm dead. They flee me out. All those things will not give you the peace. You carry coffin. Which is dead. It's not my business. If people who have heard, who really understand what it is, should say, look, we have done this for how many years now? What have we achieved? Can there be peace? Rather, they try to make sure the problem does not end. They make money.
Two quick questions because we're already about to move to the FCT. I wanted to ask you, First, you have said that you are open to forgiveness if the governor should come to you for forgiveness. Sincerely. Okay, so that is clarified. The second issue is, what party do the assembly members of River State belong to?
They belong to PDP.
They belong to PDP?
Yeah. The court has ruled the other day. You see, when people are Femi Falana, who is the lawyer to channels on all these things, lies. I mean, a senior advocate, you go to court, you lie that the issue of defection is at the Federal High Court. You refuse to tell people that you do what they call a cross appeal. When the Court of Appeal gave judgment that these people had defected, you had a cross appeal in Supreme Court. And Supreme Court made a pronouncement about it. You lied. So when the judgment came out, people said, I think they said Supreme Court had not pronounced on the defection. What happened a few days ago? Federal Court said Supreme Court has settled this matter of defection. Now, if such people at that level can come out on national television and lie, and you may not take it serious, but it's very hurting. And lies can cause a lot of crisis. Before you know it, so many things have gone wrong. And there are things you don't do. And that's the problem I have with some senior lawyers who live on telling lies. Lies.
What do we make of the character of the members of your party who were flags?
Of Kabbalah. And I'm demanded a stand.
Yeah.
We don't not support the president to the president.
Sorry.
Yes, we do not support the president to the president. So what is we now that they said on the mandate they stand? We don't know say 2023 that they stand on the mandate and voted for you. So what is we?
Talking about the mandate, sir, we'll come to the FCT.
Yeah.
Because time is not our friend now. We need to look at what is happening in a couple of months. I mean, just over a month. You are supposed to see the next step of projects in the FCT, which will be unveiling. You've gone around, and I think on Friday again you were in some places. Tell us the level of projects now, and how many are we likely to unveil?
You tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Are you happy or not? Tell me the truth. Are you happy? Don't you see?
Your Excellency, I'm smiling.
If things are not happening, will you be smiling?
Honorable Minister.
The difference is clear. If you didn't there, you didn't there. Honorable Minister, you can see what is going on in FCT everywhere. People are talking. People are saying, you mean this is possible within a short time of less than 2 years that this could be provided? That we are here 8 years? Nothing happened. We have not gone into 2 years. See what has happened. So, in 4 years' time, what will happen? Look, some of us take the light. When I go out, I see that people are happy. I went to a party on the road to Lokoja, 80 to Pi. I went to that road. Look, it's like, in those days, as a politician, they would have gone to bring women, young girls for you to marry. For the good things you are doing. Yes.
They almost gave you one in Kwali.
No, I'm not a party for that. So the point I'm making that, it shows how happy people are. Then from Pi to Komani, go and see. Equally, you go to Kentu, Equally, to Kula. Look, people should come. So to me, that's government can come to the rural area. Is it true? It has never happened.
Honorable Minister.
So people are happy. Look at what we are going to touch in May. In May, have you been to the international conference of that?
Yes, and the controversy about the cost of it, that is...
What is
the cost is prohibitive.
You are not the one to define. It's a procurement process. So let me tell you, I'm not a man of cheap quality. Even the way I dress, I wear quality things.
Very
so you don't expect anything I will do. I should know understand that. Even if I won't do that. Look, when we supported inaugurated the Cross Parliament, it's when I saw you shed tears for this country. You know this is an international conference center. Look, before President came, I told the Senate President, I said, look, this is embarrassing. He said, what are you going to do? I said, well, what would I do? Immediately President came, he called my attention. No bobs, nothing. Somebody, we get to one senator, ran down the place. It was terrible. It was terrible. Now, I shut it down on the emergency because most people use there for whatever. So if you follow the normal procurement process, it will take long. So we have to do it under emergency. Who built it? George Berger built it. So we don't need to go and look for. To say, oh, we don't know where the cable passed and this and that. We go to George Berger. And you know George Berger is not a cheap company. You know that. Now, we bought George Berger. Today, go to that Naija Conference Center. By this May, I will invite you. You come and see what they call International Conference Center. You will be happy as a Nigerian that you have done this. Now, what happened? Ethnic politics came. Religion came. Hey, because he's so religion. Because he's so place. That's why I can't sue it. I mean, I cannot understand that. And the only thing we have was run down. You can make your money. And nobody's against it. But it is not your property. It is the only symbol. And I told them, to hell. Some people came, oh, you know this. I said, this is getting too much.
Well,
that's happened. So this May, Mr. President, I hope you'll be around.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll come and know that good thing is good thing.
And that same senator has been criticizing the federal government very, very.
I don't know. I don't care.
But just to add, Honorable Minister,
as much as you want to criticize. Is it devil that criticize?
Yeah.
Human beings will criticize.
Yeah, also, the issues of hospitals, Honorable Minister, I need to add that there are several uncompleted hospitals that your administration inherited. One is at Utako here. There's also another one in Guagonada, another one in I think Buhari also. How soon are you going to focus on expanding or bringing to life this kind of infrastructural development to the hospitals? Because a lot of Nigerians are finding healthcare costly in Abuja here because private hospitals are milking them. Even we journalists, when we are sick, we don't get some of the required attention in hospitals. How soon can you attend to our hospitals?
Let me tell you one thing. Life is key. Life is key. When you see that don't kill you, it's not correct. I do agree with you that we must provide the best for our people. And in providing the best, it requires resources. Our procurement process takes a lot of time. And which I have said, when I was governor, I tried to speak with the assembly. I said, look, if you follow the procurement act, you won't go anywhere. Therefore, assembly, we need to amend the procurement process so as to be able to cater easily, urgently for certain things. Our hospital is one of it. The Otako had a problem. It came down. Part of it fell. Now, when I came on board, there were issues, litigation issues. So many projects under litigation. And you try to say, let us see how we can resolve some of these issues and go ahead. But thank God, we're almost there. That some of these issues are being resolved. The Tako, Wagalada, and some of them. We are not trying to renovate the Buarimpa and the rest of it. And the way they are also built, you see, it's unfortunate. Building of hospital is different from building of married house. That's what I have found out. You don't build hospitals just like ordinary house you are building. From day one, those who are going to supply the equipment must work with those who are doing the civil engineering. It's not where you come and build, you break this, you break this. No. And these are the kind of things we found out. So listen, next thing this is the way it's supposed to be done. I feel guilt that the kind of things we have as hospital is not what's supposed to be. But we'll get there.
Yes,
that I can tell you.
One burning issue has been the issue of land reforms in the FCT. I know several days ago, information came out from the FCTA that those who had received area council lands should regularize their papers with the FCDA in line with a court judgment which had come several years ago. Now, but the issue many are asking, we know one thing about the capital cities infrastructure. Infrastructure is built before people go in to begin to take possession of their lands and build. But people say that the same is not with the area council, that there are still people who have lands in the bushes and they cannot access those lands despite being allocated by the area council.
Okay, can I ask you, why did you go for the allocation? Why did you apply for land? Why did you apply for land? First of all, there should be documentation. When you apply for land, you do the documentation. In doing the documentation, there are fees that are paid. And people should also know there's no government can, within their 4 years or 8 years in office, we have provided infrastructure everywhere. We take it step by step. Government has allocated Matama 2 years ago. It is now, I said it, we have to develop infrastructure here. People who have allocation have not even paid their money. How much is it?
21 days down to pay.
No, I'm coming. Take for example, are you telling me admission? You apply that you want land. And government's okay, follow the process. And within 21 days, you've not paid 200,000 naira to have their papers. For Christ's sake. For Christ's sake. I mean, we like to do things, we don't like to follow procedure. Supreme Court has come to say, look, every land belongs to the FCT. Therefore, there's nothing like area council land. And we don't want to go by saying we have cancelled all the allocation. We are not doing what is okay. Let's regularize, and so you can have your C of O, which is the one thing that we have done. 2, some people have their RFO, they don't go for C of O. They use RFO as land speculators to begin to go and sell. And you deny government of the required form. I have told you here, if the federal government gets 800 billion a month, now what is given to us is 8 billion. 8 billion cannot pay salary as it is to the minimum wage. That more than 15 billion naira will pay. Now if you sit back without aggressively pursuing these funds, we won't be able to pay salaries. We need to talk about infrastructure. And people, there's nowhere in this world that you can say it's free. How much are you paying?
Very commendable, Your Excellency.
Now, everybody,
the aspect of the land.
Everybody, land. Again, you have land, 2 years, no development. You have shanties everywhere. That alone is a security threat. And people don't do this because they have become land speculators. Somebody comes, he wants to do mass housing. Government allocates the land to you, 500 hectares. The land does not even have mass housing. He now sells the land, piecemeal, and makes money. And who's suffering?
Your Excellency, we need to move very fast because
it's not fair.
Yes, the Abuja will be 50 by February 6. A lot of Nigerians are expecting maybe like a commission or a study to see how the coming of the Federal Capital Territory in this axis has affected the FCT original inhabitants, Nigerians who are here, the infrastructure, the Abuja master plan itself. What are you doing ahead of the 50th anniversary? Is the Abuja master plan still intact? Should we review it? After 30 years, it's supposed to have been reviewed, but it hasn't been reviewed.
The problem we have, you always trying to, rush. We know I'm done with 50 by next year. You want to be patient and see what we are doing. Part of the Abuja master plan is to keep Abuja the way the master plan was done. Remember, I'm sure, you too, you are part of the problem because you are from Abuja. Take for example, look at this thing, Baduma. That happened. If you are passing, a road done by Gilmore, that road ought to pay us too. Compensation has been paid to communities. Long, more than 20 years. Leadership is a problem. But not giving compensation. Allow us to develop. And the land they have been allocated more than 20 years ago. Right? Now I have called them. They said no. They want another compensation. Right? These are problems. Oh, why are you bulldozing people's houses? I will bulldoze it. I will. This area I will do it. Because you see, that is against the master plan of Abuja. You can't have those kind of shanties within the city. The development has come, but it's unfortunate.
But they said all of them were compensated.
No, it's not correct. Even this one we are doing now, Grisha or whatever. It took me time. I left the land. I have sat down with them. They achieved everything. They said no.
But you agreed to pay some money. Have they been paid?
Well, in fact, I paid double.
Yes, in fact, that's
I had to be there for the demolition to take
very commendable because you should
have not the point I'm making is that if I don't take that both step, the place won't develop. Now, I want to give district no infrastructure. So, without the EFCC as an academy, the university took 11,000 hectares of land. That would be each ward. Now the university will sit on 11,000 hectares of land.
I was going to ask you, what have you resolved with them?
No, what I'm saying, I will not allow that. I will not allow that. Because we are not doing infrastructure. People have to move. The city is very congested.
So are you going to take part of the land from?
Well, not that we're going to take, we have taken. When you say are you going to take, we have not 4,000. But it's not 4,000. The federal government give them that land. That's what happened with them. And then it has why not what do you know original habitat? Who's not the original habitat here? I mean, let's not begin this. The point is, you tell me, can the university be given 11,000 hectares of land? To do what? For Christ's sake. To do what? All they not do, they partition, they sell. The city is getting too congested. Now go there and see the road that we're doing now.
So the one you took, was it without resistance? The one you are taking from the...
The only thing you do here that the people will not resist. That would mean at the end of the day we will conquer.
Honourable Minister, let me take you up on the issue. I mean, you've spoken extensively about infrastructure, and really, I mean, a lot of people, when you come into the city, you see very clearly that there's a marked difference. However, in terms of maintaining this infrastructure, in terms of cleaning it, sanitation, those who are supposed to sweep the roads. If you go along the Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway, for instance, the part from Apo to Apo under the bridge to Apo bypass now, that overpass you've made, has become a car park of sorts. There seems to be no order. People can follow one way as they please. Okada riders are all over the place. I don't know who is in charge.
Let me tell you, you are part of our problems. Tomorrow, you want it on channel. Or how they are not allowing people to survive.
Yes, but the problem wasn't making the board.
I'm coming. You see, that's the problem we have. Government comes up to say, look, this is what must be done. Government impounds these vehicles, get them arrested. You won't tell the correct story. The story is that under this economic hardship, vehicles have been impounded.
With all respect, channels will always have the correct story.
No.
Always.
No. I use channel as a case in point. All of you do so. Go to Arise.
You're sounding like a journalist.
No. You go to Arise. We have problems to ourselves. We have talked about cleaning, sanitation. Do you know one big area is sanitation?
Yes.
And it's very expensive. Is that right?
Yes.
It is.
I'm coming. Those who clean up, they will pay. Is that correct?
Yes.
Will they be paid?
Yes.
And people have to pay their taxes for it before you pay? Before we pay those cleaners? Have you helped us to say, look, what are you talking about? All these refuse you are generating, government needs to remove them. Money has to be paid. This is the place where I see a country where I see that a man thinks he has a right to bring refuse out. The government will remove it. I've never seen anything like that. And government said, yes, we are coming to remove it. We have to pay a token. It's a problem. Look at even in Asokoro. It's a problem. And you continue to preach. Because nowhere in this world, it doesn't happen that way. Sanitation is a very serious thing.
Maybe you should consider waste recycling plants, sir. Waste recycling plants.
Even if you do that, the point I'm making, will it be free? Will it be free? With all due respect to you, let me ask you one question. How many of you? Yeah. You live in Abuja. You have a house in Abuja. You have a house in Abuja. Tell me the truth.
I don't have one.
No, tell me the truth. But you live in Abuja. When have you paid a sanitation fee? I want to start with you.
Your Excellency,
I want to start with you.
In fairness, journalists do not answer questions. But I will answer your question. I am very prompt. I'm very prompt to pay my sanitation fees. But what I want to ask you very squarely is whose job? Because sometimes these things start in bits. Take, for instance, the new road you just built in front of Guzape expanded, in front of SARS. This thing started started in piecemeal, Okada men facing one way. Now it's a menace.
That's what we're trying to do now. By the time we finish this bus terminals and the rest, we have an opportunity now to say no, you can't be using that area. People ask us, why are you stopping them when there's nowhere for them to load and this and that? It was found an alternative. First of all, by the grace of God, we're almost done with the 3 bus terminal. We'll be able to. It's okay. If you want to, this is where you will load. This will be the dropping point, right? In that case, we will not be able to see that. Yes, we have been able to reduce this so-called illegal car park. It's horrible. Not only that, even where I live, when you see keke they take over your house, and you sit down. This is not what's supposed to be. And somebody asks you, what is the alternative you have provided? And then you show under the economic hardship. Everything now is under economic hardship.
Honorable Minister, we just have to put a stop to this chat here. We are completely out of time. But considering the fact that from now to May 29 is still a long time before Mr. President commissions those projects, we will still probably have the opportunity of you telling us one by one what those projects are about and the different things they bring about.
We'll let you know. I will believe that you will be happy with what you have done.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Because it's Good Friday, we wish you a Merry Easter, Happy Easter.
This day should be good.
Happy Easter. Thank you. My name is Ben Gabriel. My colleagues here are
Amadin
Uyi, Somna Sambo,
Fisaya Ogunfuyi.
Okay, Ogun yourself.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you again.
It's a pleasure.